Shalom, shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises unto YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and shalom to mighty YAHAWAH, who are diligently waiting to be delivered from this final captivity. This is Brother Kawa Cub coming at you with another lesson, and it's going to be a real quick lesson and what I'm going to be talking about is plot armor. Okay, so now I don't know if a lot of you brothers and sisters are familiar, okay, but there's instances, you know, if you watch some media where, like, say for example, I don't fucking know, what's it called, Dragon Ball Z, I guess. All right, so let's say Goku, when he was fighting against Frieza, okay, let's say that Goku was actually a human the whole time, and then he magically was able to, now he can transform into a Super Saiyan or something like that. Like that would be an example of plot armor, like where the plot is trying to get to a certain thing, a certain ending, but the means to get there, it doesn't make sense. It's nonsensical, and it basically breaks the rules. Okay, so now the funny thing about that is that's kind of like what's going on with in real life. Okay, and the reason why I say that is because there have been instances where, you know, for us in general, Israel shouldn't be alive right now, because the type of stuff that we went through, it was atrocious. It was terrible. Okay, like we as a people should be destroyed, but the only reason why we're not completely destroyed or completely extinct, especially after all the stuff that happened to us, okay, is because YAHAWASHI is the one that's protecting us. All right, let me get this real quick. Isaiah 46, verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Okay, so again, this is like basically one thing that we know from the scriptures is at the end of everything, okay, you know, Esau is going to implement his MOTB. Only 144 elect men, only one third of Israel is going to get delivered out of, are going to be delivered out of this captivity, and then the majority of them, of the Israelites, they're going to be brought back as children of the 1/3 and the 144, right? So the thing about that is, you know, with that in mind, you know, if you take one historic example like say just slavery in general, the transatlantic slave trade, where the so-called black men were taken from so-called Africa into America, and then, you know, they had to deal with so many years of hardcore bondage, hardcore slavery. All right. So with that same thing in mind, like if you really go look at the thing, and they've been slowly, I don't know about slowly, but they've been revealing a bunch of stuff that they've been doing. Okay, like it's very tragic. It's very terrible. Like throwing babies into the thing, cutting out the stomach of our women's, cutting the kids out the stomach of our women. Okay, and even now, how they, you know, just they're killing us. You know, their chariots, the police are going around killing Jake. Okay, like they had all these stuff back then on top of stuff now to, you know, try to diminish the number and slowly but surely put Jake into extinction. Okay, but we're still going on strong, okay? And again, like that's that type of plot armor, okay? And I would say a better piece of plot armor, as an example, would be like Ichigo in his fight against Ukiura, when Ukiura killed him. Well, Ukiura killed him like twice that I can remember off the top of my head, and then Ichigo was revived both times. And again, like that's plot armor because it doesn't make sense. All right, it doesn't make sense how he was killed twice and then he was brought back. And in the same way that we should be extinct, okay, we're not. We're still going on strong. We're still living. We're still fighting. We're still pushing. We're still enduring. All right. And the beauty of that is, again, that's plot armor. All right. The Lord's going to make things happen, make things easier for us, and make things a reality. But there's also this one instance of plot armor I actually want to go into, because this plot armor doesn't just apply to Israel. It also applies to Esau, Edom, and hell, maybe even the other nations. But I'm not 100% sure on those other instances. But I do have this instance, and we're going to go into it right now. Okay? Numbers chapter 20, verse 23. And Yahweh spake unto Moses and Aaron in Mount Hor by the coast of the land of Edom, saying, Aaron shall be gathered unto his people, for he shall not enter into the land which I have given unto the children of Israel, because he rebelled against my word at the water of Meribah. All right, so now, something that's established is, during this time, all right, the Israelites, they were just going around and conquering a bunch of different lands, all right? And the only reason why they were able to conquer these lands was because they had the power of YAHAWASHI at their side to actually help them. Let me get this, as a matter of fact. Okay? Slakia, bear with me. Let's get this. In Joshua chapter, I believe, 10, if not 11, Joshua chapter 10, verse 11, and it came to pass as they fled from before Israel. Okay, so the Israelites were winning the war, they were winning the fight, and their enemies were running away from them. And were in the going down to Beth Horon, that Yahweh cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah, and they died. There were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Israel slew with the sword. Okay, so right there. Okay, Israel only got most of their victories, because Yahawadah was with them. And I did a video on this talking about the power of Israel, which the power of Israel isn't their own physical capabilities, but it's the fact that Yahawadah makes things possible, or makes things possible through His power. All right. So going back into Numbers, just to quickly conclude this lesson. Back into Numbers. Back into Numbers chapter 20. Verse 24, Aaron shall be gathered unto his people. Wait. Salakia. Bear with me, Slakia. I should have marked it. Okay, well, basically, what happened was, I remember it. Well, I remember reading it, but I can't find it right now. But basically, what happened was, the Edomites they had disrespected their spies and sent them back to Moses and said, "Oh, you're not gonna pass us." Which it over says over here, verse 21. Thus Edom refused to give Israel passage through his border, wherefore Israel turned away from him. Right there. Okay. Because the Esau Edom or the Edomites said you're not gonna pass. Okay. Normally they would just say, okay, well, we're gonna destroy you guys and just go through by force. But they didn't this time because they didn't because the Most High wasn't gonna be backing them up. Okay, the Most High YAHAWASHI needed the Edomites to be in power. Okay, in order to get to where we're at now. Okay, so in order to protect the I guess timeline or whatever of things to come now, certain things needed to happen. All right, but with that, I hope this was edifying. I want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahawashi, Ba'Hashem Kadosh, double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone. And with that, I want to say Shalom.